What's the thing they must remember on D-Day?
To think decimal, definitely. Forget about the old LSD coin.
How do you find the new decimal money? Can you tell me?
Useless, isn't it?
Oh dear. No,
Did you get the right change?
I don't know. I don't know who says that.
So it's ironic, perhaps, that the very first British decimal coins are being used in French territorial waters.
It was D-Day today.
D-Day.
If you say so, dear.
Well, we thought it was wise to wait until all the Christmas ballyhoo had gone, and we thought a 6 weeks sharp campaign immediately after Christmas was the right answer, because if we'd done it too soon, it would have slipped out of the public memory. But by this method, we hope that after the really intensive campaign that there's going to be in the next 6 weeks, that by the 15th of February, the public will have the whole thing in mind and know what they're about.
One of the major fears of the housewife, of course, is that on D-Day prices will inevitably rise, they'll be scaled up. And there seems to be little in the booklet to set those fears at rest.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that, because the part about the shopper's table, I mean, the mere fact that the shopper's table in the booklet itself is some evidence of this, because the shopper's table is so designed that some prices round up and some round down.
But what guarantee has the housewife got that the shopkeeper has in fact used the shopper's guide to change the prices on his goods?
He will have the shopper's table displayed in his shop. If he hasn't, I wouldn't shop there. She will have the shopper's table in her own possession, and she has her own eyes to compare prices with what is happening in what is a fiercely competitive trade up and down her own high street.
So you expect your housewife really to be the watchdog on this?
Indeed.
Oh, two, I think. The first has been the fact that we are reaching everybody, and that is practically, if not absolutely, unique. Every single man, woman and child in the country who handles money, we must be talking to. Secondly, in terms of what we're saying to them, the whole education and learning process, I think the most complicated thing to put across clearly and simply is the business of handling mixed money, which people will encounter during the first few days or the week or so after D-Day.
Although the campaign to get the general public used to decimal money is just getting underway, the people who actually handle our money have been getting ready for the changeover for some time. Typical is the training school run by the National Westminster Bank, where the staff have been practicing in this model decimal bank. What's the message you would give to the public? What's the thing they must remember on D-Day?
To think decimal, definitely. Forget about the old LSD coin. Stop trying to convert it to new and think decimal.
Now, what about the problem of writing cheques? Because this will be different, won't it?
It will be different, yes, but there isn't any real problem. The only difference being the amount in words. Only the pounds will be expressed in words. Now the pence will be expressed in figures. This is the only difference.
Give me an example. Write a cheque.
Well, £10, 20 pence, for example. £10 will be in words, and 20 pence will just be the figures 20, 20. That is the only difference.
10, 20.
Mr. Downs, the post office carries one of the heaviest burdens in going decimal. What are the big problems, and how well is the post office dealing with the changeover?
Well, our biggest problem is at the counter. Here we should be closing at 1 o'clock on Friday the 12th of February, working in LSD stamps, certificates and all the rest of it. We have an enormous changeover to do over the weekend, and we shall be opening at 9 o'clock on Monday morning with decimal stamps, decimal this, that and the other. And we have the stamps already being printed now, I'm glad to say.
What about things like postal orders, for example?
They're also going to be, they are now being printed, in fact, in decimals.
What about telephone kiosks and coin boxes and the like?
Well, there you mention another very big exercise. We're having to adapt 250,000 telephone coin boxes to take decimal coins. But that is also well underway, and we should get there on the day without any difficulty at all.
What progress is your supermarket making towards decimalisation?
We have an extensive training scheme set up, which we started 8 or 9 months ago.
This is well in hand?
It's well in hand. We have, in fact, started immediately after Christmas training start
Now, I notice that you don't have any decimal prices up as yet in the store. Now, why is this?
No, on the date of decimalisation, we will be going completely decimal. We will be going in accordance with the Decimal Currency Board's Shoppers Table, and as from the 24th of January, we will be doing a system of double pricing.
So you show both decimal and LSD?
Both, yes.
Have you started to think in terms of decimals now?
Well, in a way, yes, because I do quite a lot of shopping now, and I thought, well, I've got to get used to it, and that is that.
Have you thought much about decimalisation yet?
Well, not really.
Do you know when D-Day is?
No, I don't.
I don't know what it means, but I've heard of it.
But none of the things, you know, are much marked.
No.
Not of what I've noticed, they've still marked the ordinary price.
And you think they should start marking them
Well,
up
I
now?
think they should do, yes, because to give the old people a chance to learn what they got to learn.
Have you thought much about decimalisation yet?
No, I haven't actually.
Have you any idea when Decimalisation Day is?
Yes, my birthday, February the 15th.
Banks were doing a heavy trade before they closed. They had to get through 3 days' business in one, as well as give out stocks of the new bronze coins to shopkeepers for change on Monday. The doors closed on LSD transactions for the last time at 3:30, but behind the doors it was the start of the bank's D-Day operation. Not every bank was closed though. At airports, one counter was kept open, but that was only for changing foreign currency. The stock exchange and money market were also closed, like most banks.
The operation to sort and clear the 5 million cheques presented at British banks today is being controlled at the headquarters of this security firm in London. The plan is that all LSD cheques and credits should be brought to London by road, rail and air, and then cleared at the various banks' clearing departments before being sent back to the correct branch.
Lord Fisk, the man who's been in charge of the whole decimal changeover, watched the first phase of an operation he's been planning for 5 years. Decimalisation will cost the banks £8 million and will mean overtime tonight for many of Britain's 160,000 bank workers. 11 aircraft and dozens of trains and vans are being used to clear all the cheques overnight, a job that would normally take the post office 3 days. Even during the 3 weeks of the postal strike, banks have done it with their own delivery service 1 day quicker than the post office.
We've learnt that we can do a better job than the post office used to do for us, but admittedly at a greater expense. And it must be for consideration in the future whether we should not want to continue doing the same sort of thing that we've been doing in the past few weeks.
If you do withdraw your business from the post office, how much would the post office lose?
I suppose it might be of the order of £500,000 a year, but that is a little bit of a guess.
If it's more expensive for you to mount an operation of this kind, why would you be undertaking this if it's more expensive than the post office?
Partly in the interest of greater efficiency, but also because we shall certainly get something back from interest, because we shall be able to debit our customers with the cheques sooner if we can guarantee the arrival of the cheques by the first possible delivery in London.
In tonight's one-off operation, the cheques and credits are being rushed to the sorting machines at the clearing departments in London. This machine gets through 10,000 cheques a minute. And with another road and air journey, they'll all be back at the branches throughout the country by lunchtime tomorrow. The next job for the bank workers is to bring all balances up to date, probably for the first time ever. Meanwhile, mechanics will change over the adding machines and computers will be reprogrammed. Finally, 25 million accounts will lose the SD in LSD ready for Monday.
The Post Office is determined to press ahead with the changeover to decimal, despite the delay caused to its programme by the postal strike. But even when the strike is over, most of the main post offices, which have been shut now for the past 3 weeks, will remain closed for at least another 3 days, so that the staff decimal training can be completed and the new decimal insurance and postage stamps distributed to all the post offices.
There were 24,000 post offices open today, though all but 1,000 of these were small sub-post offices. Before they closed at 1 o'clock, there were long queues for the limited counter service. At this post office in Trafalgar Square, the largest in the country, only 7 of the 35 counters were open, and it took some an hour to be served. The longest queues were for national insurance stamps. They will not be on sale next week. None of the decimal insurance stamps have been distributed because of the postal strike. Employers who run out are advised to get emergency insurance cards when the new stamps are available. When some post offices reopen on Monday, no LSD stamps will be sold, but all post offices have stocks of the new decimal stamps. And on Monday, the first-class postal rate goes up by over twopence from 5p to 3 new pence, and the second-class rate up by 50% from 4p to 2.5 new pence. The post office wanted to introduce the new rates in January, but the government had the changes delayed until D-Day. Millions of LSD stamps have not been sold, and now they will be destroyed before Monday. The decimal stamps are similar to the old ones, but with new denominations. Stamp collectors will be able to post their first-day decimal covers dated February the 15th, 4 or 5 days after the mail services are resumed. Keith Hatfield, News at 10, Trafalgar Square.
This is the bridge of the motor vessel Vortigern, a British Rail ferry crossing the Channel to Dover from the French port of Dunkirk. And it's the first part of British Rail's operations to go decimal. So it's ironic, perhaps, that the very first British decimal coins are being used in French territorial waters.
At 2:30 this morning, as the ferry headed away from the French coast, the new decimal till was installed in the bar. British Rail's shipping division had spent 2 years preparing for this moment when the tills were filled with the gleaming new coins. Most of the 104 passengers on board slept through the voyage, but those who did stay up all night became the first people to use the new coins.
£1 and 3 new pence, please.
What do you think of that change you got there?
Well, it doesn't seem much from a pound, does it? It doesn't seem as much as it did before, you know.
I was in England for about 6 months, and then I took 3 weeks off and went across the continent, and I've had about 5 different countries, and every few days it means I've been changing the currency. I thought, well, gee, it'd be great to get back to England and get back to the money I know, but I'm worse than ever. I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing.
At main railway stations, with Sunday the quietest day of the week, the changeover was leisurely. Lord Fisk, chairman of the Decimal Currency Board, watched the system at work and made his first decimal buys at Euston Station.
That's done it. Splendid.
Counter clerks took both LSD and decimal money, but gave only the new coins in change. Most passengers found it easy, but there was some confusion.
2 new pence. So is it stand for a penny, or what is stand for really? What is stand for? Aye? Oh, you stand for 5 pence? Yes.
In the railway bars and buffets, all prices have been converted. Lord Fisk said everyone seemed to think it was going smoothly, but in buying a cup of coffee, even he made a mistake.
I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I think that's right, isn't it? Deal money?
No. There's 1 more.
One more?
No. Thank you very much.
How do I get a half? I thought it was a 6.
Right, there's 7 new pence.
I've given you 7.
You've given me 7.
Golly, I've got to learn how to do it.
Have you had any decimal coins in your change today?
Yes.
What do you think of them?
Well, they're a bit small. But we'll get used to them, I suppose. We gave 3 shillings for 3 cups of tea, and we got 1.5 new pence back.
It's very confusing keeping the same name for the coins, the pence. Makes people think things have gone down in price and you see 4p instead of 9p.
Well, I think it'll be all right. I think that providing you don't try to convert it straight away and you work in decimal currency to start with, you're all right.
You don't think it's going to cause any problems?
I don't think it will.
But today brought the first price rise. It still costs a penny to spend a penny, but in decimal terms that's an increase of 140%.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I want another one, don't I? That's three. Come on, another one. And that's equivalent to 5 pence. No, this is 3 new pence, I gave you 5. Oh, I see, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. It was a bit confusing at first, wasn't it?
£1, 29 pence, please. £2. Thank you. 29.
How do you find the new decimal money? Can you tell me? How do you find it?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
Well, here's your change.
29 new pence. 30, 40, 50, and 50 is £2. Thank you very much.
Did you understand that? No?
No.
3 new penny, okay? 7 new penny, 8 and 2 10.
Useless, isn't it? I mean,
It's all right.
if you say so, dear. Here, hang about. This needs glasses. Is there a smaller one than that? Yes. Oh. Bloody hell, can you get a smaller one than that?
How do you find shopping in decimal?
Me? Well, I'm just getting on. I'm bringing this along.
That's the shopper's table.
Yeah.
Do you find the new prices confusing?
No, not really.
You're
No.
quite happy with it all today?
Yes, I don't mind a bit.
£1, 29 pence, please.
Now look, gonna get used to it. So all of this one here, all this one's worth a lot more money.
No, it ain't right to me. It don't look right.
For 10 pence, it's a
Oh, I'm telling. Oh dear. No, it don't look right.
change?
I don't know. I don't know who says I am, but I'll take his word for it.
Yes, you did. Don't look. 10 shillings and 3 half crowns are 17 and 6.
27 and a half, it's not half a crown.
What is it?
27 and a half is 4, 5 and something.
Oh, yes, that's right. 5. Very good.
5 and 6.
Oh, 5 and 6, that's right. That's it.
It's the little
You need
bits
them,
that get
though.
me.
You
You'll have to use them anyway, because you'll have something that will
Well,
half
what can you
pence.
tell me then? Get rid of them.
Well, I've got letters.
14 first day covers, please.
Yes, please. 4 of each of all, up to the 10p.
Morning.
Morning.
I'd like to cash a cheque for £15 10 shillings, all right?
Yes.
And I need your help.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'd like to make the cheque out £15, as
Yeah.
in words, £15. 50.
50, yeah.
Just 50.
And 15.
0.50.
Yeah. And it's just in the normal way.
That's right, yes.
What about these? These are rather nice, aren't they? I'm not supposed to eat them, but I doubt we'll fill up some of this.
15 you pence.
15. Well, let's have one of those. Now, 15 I can pay you in money which belongs to both currencies. Is that right?
That's correct.
Is that right? 15.
Thank you. Thank you very
Lovely.
much.
Thank you.
D-Day hit the Isle of Mull off the west coast of Scotland with all the force of a tiny pebble plopped into the Atlantic which washes its shores. It's not, of course, that the islanders are unaware of decimalisation. It's just that they feel they have time to adjust.
Well, so far I haven't done anything.
Why?
Well, we're just hoping that it'll work out all right for us.
But you could have converted things, couldn't you?
Well, we thought about it, but we thought we would just wait and see what was going to happen.
At the island's only bank, the manager, Mr. Angus McIntyre, has done his best. Have all the businesses got decimal currency?
Yes, they've all got decimal currency. Sometimes in small quantities, because this is a very bleak and dead time of the year, but they still have it.
Have you got any decimal currency yet, Mr. McGill?
No.
Why not?
Because, well, the bank has been closed for the last 3 days.
And among the 2,000 or so islanders, indifference. What have you done about it?
Nothing, but watched it out.
You've worked it out?
Yes. If we get plenty of it, it'll be all right.
Did you know it was D-Day today?
D-Day.
But some people were alive to D-Day's potential. The island's internal postal service has carried on through the strike, and the new decimal stamps were in great demand for franked first-day covers. By the time the first flock of tourists arrives in May, no doubt Mull will have adjusted itself to the new currency. But the island's ancients who named this village must have known that something of the sort was on the way. They called it Penny Gael, and translated from the Gaelic, that means strange penny. Robert Southgate, News at 10 on the Isle of Mull.